What's going on, guys? What's going on? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in. This got sent to me a lot in regards to Earl Thomas. As you see from the title here, it says Seahawks legend Earl Thomas targeted $1.9 million identity theft scheme. Now, this was crazy when I saw the headline. But what was even crazier was who was involved. And apparently, Earl Thomas's ex-wife, because y'all know they separated after the incident where she pistol whipped him and then tried to claim she was the victim. They broke up, right? And Earl Thomas's career went down the drain right after that. Like, he never got back into the league after that, you know? And there's been other things that have been going on too that may have contributed to why he's not in the league. But this situation with his ex-wife, it shows y'all who she really is. Now, she hasn't been charged with anything. This mugshot of her, I believe, is the pistol whipping incident, if I'm not mistaken. That's, you know, I'm showing you this because for future reference. But apparently her boyfriend, Kevin J. Thompson. Kevin J. Thompson was the one who did this. And I'm going to show you Kevin J. Thompson, and I want y'all to tell me what stands out. Now, apparently, the guy in the orange is Kevin J. Thompson. Apparently, that's the photo that I've seen that's been connected to him. If I'm wrong, y'all can let me know, but I don't think I'm wrong. Apparently, this is Kevin J. Thompson of New Orleans, because that's where Earl Thomas's wife is at. She's, I believe, must be staying in New Orleans now. And she's dating a guy who looks very similar to Earl Thomas. This is why he was able to pull off the identity theft. Now, if he was like a bald-headed, dark-skinned guy, right, I don't know if he'd be able to pull this off. But apparently, this guy was such a good scammer that he was able to scam 1.9 million in various different ways, get vehicles signed over into his name, and I believe that Earl Thomas's bitter wife has something to do with that. And there were people that actually thought this woman was a victim. When she did what she did to Earl, that should have told you everything you need to know about this woman. Instead of her just leaving Earl, she had to go confront him. This is the type of heifer that we are dealing with here. None of this shocks me at all. She has proven that she's willing to do dangerous things in order to get back at Earl. You would think that this woman was married to Earl Thomas. She has his children. She could easily take him to court, get spousal support, child support. Oh, she didn't want that. She let that other guy, that lookalike impersonator, try to ruin this man financially. Now, maybe Earl is keeping her from getting to his money, and she decided to enlist the help of this simp to help her try to take more from Earl. This is the type of, and Earl and his wife have been together, what, since high school? And this is what she's become. This is what happens when you got these women who y'all think are good women, their wives, their mothers, right? They turn out to be devious, dangerous, evil. She could have ended Earl Thomas's life when she went to confront him for cheating and she pistol whipped him, right? And then this happens, and I have no doubt that the only way that Kevin J. Thompson of New Orleans was able to get that information is she helped him do it, probably coached him, told him where to go, how to do certain things. She knows Earl like the back of her hand. She knows his financials. She knows how to get to his money. And instead of her going to court, she took it up a notch. And she decided to, and yes, she did. She decided to help this loser, this bum, take money from her children's father. Whether she and her children's father are on good terms or not, that is still your children's father. And the fact that you did this lets me know that you're capable of doing a whole lot. And this is why it's a good thing that Earl and you are not with each other, because, you know, it could have gotten even worse physically with them. You trying to tell me that you couldn't go and get child support, that you couldn't get spousal support, you wanted to do more. So Kevin Jaye is probably going to end up spending time in prison. You don't steal $1.9 million and walk away with probation. Especially nowadays, the government is looking to lock people up. This is going to be a high profile case. And thanks to Nina Thomas, that man is going to spend a lot of time in prison, and so are you. Because they're going to find out, unless Kevin ain't talking. But I doubt he want to spend all that time in jail without doing some type of plea bargain where he admits to everything. They're going to put Nina in handcuffs as well. You talk about self-destruction. You talk about ruining your life, ruining your children's life, attempting to ruin the life of a man that you have been dating, since high school? The father of your children? In your mind, you think you're a good woman, right? But how are you a good woman when you're pistol whipping people and then you're using your boyfriend who must not be that smart, putting his freedom on the line in order to steal money from your ex that you could have simply took to court if you was that desperate for money? I told y'all over and over again, these professional athletes' wives always downgrade. They end up dating broke losers. They never are able to get another man on that caliber ever again. They end up dating bums who have to be scammers to get money. So we're going to get into this. Like, as I said before, I hope Kevin J. Thompson spends a lot of time in prison, and I hope Nina Thomas spends a lot of time in prison, because yes, they will put you heifers in jail too. I'm going to go to the article from the Daily Mail. Super Bowl champion Earl Thomas falls victim to $1.9 million scam after his identity was stolen by his ex-wife's boyfriend. In the latest blow, former NFL star whose house burnt down last year. Kevin Thompson used Thomas' identity to open bank accounts and take cars. Thomas is a Pro Bowler and All-Pro and Super Bowl winner with the Seahawks. The boyfriend of Super Bowl champion Earl Thomas' ex-wife has been arrested for stealing an NFL star's identity in an alleged $1.9 million scam. Kevin J. Thompson, who's in a relationship with Nina Thomas, Earl's ex-wife, was taken in by the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office back in June. Per NOLA.com, Thompson is alleged to have cashed Thomas' NFL checks, stolen from his bank account, and transferred car ownership for a number of vehicles. He's been charged with identity theft, forgery, money laundering, credit card fraud, computer fraud, and bank fraud. That's a lot of charges. You ain't going home. Well, I don't know where he is now, because this happened back in June. He might have got bail, but that's a lot of serious. That's at least 30 years. He looking at 30, 40 years. They don't play about money laundering. It is also reported that Thompson used a driver's license with his own photo. I tell you, the similarity in his appearance to Earl Thomas, but the Seahawks icon's information, which he then used to create a phony bank account. He also alleged to have driven Thomas's blue Rolls-Royce SUV to the bank where he was arrested in Earl Thomas's car. What a bozo. You talk about unintelligent. And after transferring the vehicle into his own name, after being arrested from jail, been released from jail, he has claimed to have tried to get the Rolls-Royce back from the sheriff's office, but arrived in a separate car that had been reported stolen in Atlanta. That, jeez, leading to him to be arrested again. What a bozo. I'll tell you, Nina knows how to pick them, don't she? You go from an NFL player to a dumb criminal. It has been a difficult couple of years for the ex-NFL star Thomas, who won a Super Bowl with Seattle as part of their famous Legion of Boom secondary. In August of last year, his home was left devastated by a huge fire in Orange County, Texas. At the scene, Fire Chief Matt Manshik told reporters it was a total loss, although thankfully nobody was inside the property when the blaze began. And we all know who might have been behind that. Wink, wink. Yo, listen, man. I tell y'all, these athletes' wives always take L's in the dating department. This woman, not only did she get with a broke scammer, this guy got arrested again for driving in a stolen car. This guy went to go get a stolen car, driving there in a stolen car. And that's the guy that Nina Thomas chose. This is who she is. And she had been dating Earl for a long time. And that's the type of man she chooses. That's who she really is. I wouldn't be shocked if she was cheating on Earl, but want to go pistol whip him for cheating. Months earlier, in May of 2022, he was arrested at Spanky's Bar and Grill on a warrant out of Austin for a violation of court protective order that initially stemmed from him allegedly sending threatening messages to his wife about her and their children. No, he was sending her messages because he knew she was taking his money. It was reported at the time that Thomas was booked into the Orange County Jail and soon bonded out with his bond set at $15,000. The original May 2021 protective order requires him to communicate with the woman only through a co-parenting phone application, and she claimed he was refusing to download the app and showed up unannounced at places she was visiting, according to police affidavit. And what did you do, Nina? You stole his money in response. In May of 2020, Thomas' wife was arrested after she was accused of pointing a loaded weapon at his head after breaking into a vacation home and finding him with another woman. She filed for divorce in November. On the field, he also gained a reputation for being uncoachable. Per The Athletic, a number of his former Seahawks teammates revealed that he often refused to train and was fined for missing team meetings and turning up late. It was also reported that after his release by the Seahawks, that the Houston Texans were considering picking him up, but decided against it after several players let it be known that they didn't want him on the team. So he's a very unlikable guy. It just seemed like Earl is just, he's in a bad place, but just because he's a bad teammate doesn't mean that he deserves to have his money stolen. This heifer should be the one spending time behind bars. This woman knew every inch of his business. She knew where the money was. She knew how to get to the money. You couldn't handle it in court. You got to go and try to finesse this guy. Nina's not a good woman. She never was. I think that she lucked up into Earl having the success he had early in his life. But I think that maybe that's just not who she is. She's not the type of woman that's just gonna, just be a wife and mother and not really get into drama. She's all about that. That's why she went over there when she found out that he was cheating on her. And look at the type of man that she chooses. She got a moist scammer to pretend to be Earl, so he can finesse money out of Earl. This is the type of woman that we're talking about here, and I don't know, man, it's crazy all around. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, Patreon. Subscribe to all the other channels. Check out all the links in the description box, and I'll see y'all in the next one.